So hello, it's me. Musste ja leider, ich habe heute mit der leider So once again in English, hey guys, we haven't finished the sandbox game mode which we started last night. So that's what I have to finish today. That's so I just had to change the category of the Twitch channel, which sadly Restream can't do for me, at least not with the integration I'm using right now. Probably go with the Skyrim list. So I just quickly need to figure out where I left off. So I think the new game mode was already selectable, but I think there's still an issue with it not updating after lobby state. I think it just got stuck forever. So if I now want to go into preparation state, the game tells me that it's preparing and starts the countdown. Yeah, and minus 2 minutes timer, which shouldn't be happening. And I sadly have no clue why we're stuck in here. So if all players are ready, we do nothing in case that we're in game state waiting for players to get ready. So maybe that's something that needs to be changed. So actually we're in the sandbox settings definition, and I think I just copied over the whole simulation stuff for the game phase handling, which is not necessary. I can just call the base implementation. I already thought about that when I was jogging, so should be safe to do. So let me quickly regenerate code. I mean, the issue will still come up, and we will still get stuck. But we will need to update 2 code bases if we're going to change the default game mode. So the sandbox will still be on the same revision. So yeah, let's say we're ready. So if I now switch to the lobby state, we'll probably get stuck again. Yeah. Okay, it's easily reproducible, so I'll probably just add on breakpoint for this to this set next game state method. So, but this time we want to switch to the prepare player state, game state. So the server got a command. Current game state index is 0. Phase index is 0 as well. Switch to game state got called. Current game state is state. So state is lobby. Why state lobby? Okay, maybe that's the issue already. Shouldn't be lobby. Let me go back to the call stack. Okay. This doesn't seem correct to me. So message byte array decode u short. I'm sending over u short, so definition ID encode u short. Okay. I probably additionally I'll add a breakpoint on client side to figure out if that's really what we're sending over. Next game state is selected entry object, which is the game state definition. So selected entry is not lobby state, dude. Why is it telling me that I have lobby state selected? Oh, god damn it. Okay, because I'm using the incorrect drop-down reference here, so all of me again. One of the threads which are still running in the background on the server also killed the server in the meantime, so I have to restart that one as well, which I'm pretty fast. So let's see if we can get into the preparation state now. Hopefully don't need this breakpoint anymore. We're still stuck in the preparation phase. This can't be right. I mean, it can be for whatever reason if I implemented some shitty stuff. Prepare player state, so this seems correct to me. Definition ID is 4, so if the send function is now getting fired off, it will serialize the message. It's the message subtype, which is that next game state. This is fine at all. Definition ID is 4, which is also cool with me. That's the one we want. So now let's see what the server receives. So okay, he should jump to the player prepare phase, so the issue must be somewhere else. So the gameplay server for the server list will only be visible if we are not in the lobby game mode, so that's correct. Update game state definition, so current game state definition is ID 4, that's okay. Phase index is 0, current game state index is 0 as well, and it should broadcast this message to every player, so all of the currently connected clients are aware of the game state. Round duration seconds also gets set, which I'm overwriting anyway. Waiting for players to get ready. Yeah, the player field is getting initialized if we were in the lobby before. So the game now knows, oh yeah, we've been in the lobby state before, so that's the first different game state and initializes the deck for further usages, because the lobby state right now is the only one where the player can decide on his unit pool. Yeah. So this went okay-ish. So now the update method, the round duration should be set. Not to 6. But on the other hand, I think I've found the issue. Sandbox. No, that's in the generator class, so sandbox mode message definition. Where's a cupcake next to... Are you talking about me or the cat? I mean, on the cat, on the corner, on the right lower corner, I'm still reading BOD, which would mean Battle of Dragard. It's still not a boo for me. So it actually fits pretty well to the game name. Ah, yeah. And just thought that it would be better to customize it right away, even before we haven't decided on the final currency. I hope you're fine with it. But you've probably seen that on the lowest resolution you can't see anything, so it's not too obvious that it's a muffin. So set next game state and set current round duration to 5. I think I must change the order of those functions. Well, I have to add an queue. So a dynamic queue for the upcoming game states. I think that's what I will do. So I'll probably shut the server down. So because right now we were just overriding the game state directly, and we're setting the server to the next game state without any kind of preparation. So I think adding in a queue will solve this issue. So if this queue is empty, it will progress with its normal configuration, which we've set up in the Unity editor. So if I'm looking at the settings definition, for example the default settings, we have multiple game phases. So the lobby phase, for example, which has only one elemental because it's just a lobby. The beginning phase, which consists of multiple preparation steps after each fight. So fight against the first NPC wave, against a player, against the second NPC wave. An NPC wave, for example, contains the setup of the enemy team. So those are what would be used by default, and I'll probably just add dynamic queue, which I can fill up. Game state definition. I'm not quite sure if I also want to override the round duration here. This would be nice to have for the sandbox mode, because every game stage should run as long as possible. Also will make testing a bit more cumbersome. It looks so clear on low res on my phone. Maybe because it's not low res on your mobile. The thing is, it can be actually, I think, 112 pixels high. That's the maximum resolution, and as your mobile phone probably tends to display everything in Ultra HD, or at least HD, it will probably be using the highest resolution, not the small one. The dynamic game states private. I'll add a function to fill this up directly to the base implementation of the game mode. So public void at next game state to dynamic queue state definition to really don't not quite sure if we really need to use a queue here. So set next game state. So that's when the server normally decides that we should come up with the next game state. So if the game states queue is not empty, it will be using that one. Another tray user website. You mean Sherry or who's Shrey? I mean, it also depends on the kind of compression algorithm you are using, the kind of upscaling. But normally, if you look at those downscaled images, we should look the same as we're looking on the web page, at least in Photoshop. So we'll get the latest state out of the queue. And modifying the current game state index at all. And switch to that game state right here. So this way we can easily override the behavior now. Okay, I'll quickly add this to our code generation. Settings database. Which is not even generating, it's more or less coping over stuff here. at least for this class. The set next game state function can be removed. Sandbox settings definition, so it's not necessary to have in here. Really? Twitch test graphics page. Inspector Twitch. Probably not. Do you mean this one here? Is that the one you were talking about? It's way easier on the eyes. Yeah, you can switch between white and black, so. So let's just regenerate the code for the server. No. I forgot to add the queue. Settings database. No, it's in. Go to bed. I think you need to wake up early tomorrow, so. Get some sleep. Always. Add next game state to dynamic queue. So that's more like it. There's no chance that this can be another reference. You know nothing. So take care and see you tomorrow. So we're stuck in the breakpoint here. So let's switch to the preparation phase this time. Should be counting down. Still not. It's a pity. Okay, the dynamic queue contains it already. So we're in the update cycle, the time is down to 6 because we fast forwarded it. So waiting for players to get ready, so that's our current state. All players are ready, which is not the case. So the timer will really just count down. When did I ever programs? I can't remember me implementing something so obviously stupid. If round duration is second, 0 less, set next game state. This must have gotten lost at some point. This one could happen way too often. I mean, one player not pressing ready while in the lobby, it's not a too unusual case, even after 2 hours. The other players will probably try to kick him out. So I'm ready. We're in the lobby state. Try to get into preparation state. Yeah, finally. So now I'm able to buy units. Just quickly upgrading some smaller ones. This tooltip is really fucked up. There's another programmer working on this. But yeah, he probably fucked up the line breaks. So I quickly want to see if I can jump directly to a NPC fighting state. Seems like it. What I'm not quite sure about is if the fighting logic is also running. Oh, that's pretty cool. Awesome, we even won this one. So let's spawn the next wave. The hell about NPC will probably kill my unit. Yep. So I need to get back to the preparation state to buy some more units. And I also want to get some gold, so 100, 400 should be enough to upgrade the shop. So if we're now rerolling, we killed the server. Okay. So if we're now rerolling, we get a huge bunch of errors showing up. What was it? 2873. Send attack level -1. And also line 269. Set reroll cards. And 319. I'm not quite sure if the sandbox setting has all of the deck levels correctly configured. So the highest deck level we ever possibly should be able to go up to is deck level settings length -1. Which I don't think we're using right now. So I'm probably using a different function, not increase and decrease shop level. So let's find all usages of deck level. That's okay, that's just read access or write access. That one is more important. Increase, decrease, and initialize. Start shop level. The cost here is unnecessary. So let's try it once again. I'm not happy with the state we're currently in. Yeah, we had to wait for the server coming up. So, prepare player state. I'm already cheating up my golden S. And combine some units. As we know that this one was already working, I'm just quickly trying to figure out where exactly the issue with the shops started to come up. Seems like the rank information is missing. So I also lost this one. I was just quite curious if those units are strong enough, because I have 2 rank 5 units. So the thing is, actually we shouldn't be able to even send the upgrade command if we're already on the highest rank, on the highest shop level. So on pointer click, if it's a right click, you get the deck level -1. So 0. And only if the deck level settings length is above deck level should be able to upgrade it. Also, what I think is also missing is the assignment of the rarity icon to the sandbox setting. So rank settings, common. Yeah, I forgot to assign the sprites for those. Rarity common. Uncommon. Rare. Epic. Legendary. Was exotic. And artifact. Speed us up. Get to the preparation phase. Buy some foot soldiers. Get gold. Upgrade the shop. Shouldn't be able to upgrade it. That's probably because this stuff is still handled on client side and me being stupid again. So update player board message. And the social validate. If we really can upgrade the deck level or if we're already on the highest one. Not reroll shop message. Upgrade shop message definition, that's the one I want. Upgrade shop message definition. So regenerate the server-side code. Drink some coffee. Not being try to not be annoyed by your own unworthiness. Which... because I'm totally not worth my own structure. The thing is, the serialized method, which was just missing on the server side, was defined as abstract beforehand because the way I've structured it was so that in any case I wanted to avoid forgetting to implement something. Back when I started to set the structure up. We're already on the highest stack level, that's not true. Stack level is 8. Well, lying to me. So this one should have been working already, shouldn't it? Okay, funnily enough I can't get up to the highest shop level. Deck level is 7, length is 8. So yeah, note that we don't have enough gold. No, we have. Increase shop level. Upgrade shop message definition. So it's running already? Probably. So I remove the breakpoint for now. So I'm on the highest deck level. Still not able to re-roll my cards. And also not able to see the rank. Which is annoying. Because it's configured by now. I mean, if I have a look at the tooltip, I notice from this card is from the highest rank. All of those three. Also because those are the most expensive ones. I still would love to see the rarity icon. So this one is the archer and test the rarity icon set up just transparent for whatever reason. Okay. So I've been here the whole time with just being transparent. So let's get ready, speed us up a bit, get into the preparation player state, quicker, buy some food soldiers, let's combine them to defender, now the rarity icon shows up, awesome. Let's get first NPC wave spawned. Yeah, we're moving like we should. Yeah, we won that fight, got an item. So let's get to the player preparation state. So that again we can buy some units. I want to upgrade the shop to the highest level. Just to feel awesome. Let's reroll so that we can get some better units. So I'll probably go with a Huntress because her attack pattern allows me to attack this field over here, and for the Empress because she has kind of magic attack pattern which allows her to attack those both fields, and also now have a synergy which reduces the cost of shop upgrades by 2, which is not helpful for me at all because I'm already on the high shop level. So. But anyway, just confirming that some of the functionality is still working. Okay, something doesn't look right here. NPC wave 1 was working. I think I'm still stuck in the preparation phase. Oh gosh. I just put in too many game states into a dynamic queue. That's so stupid. Actually, the game would require me to put a melee unit in front of this ranged one. Otherwise, this one starts to move to the front and is now not able to attack anymore. So anyway, it seems like this was working. So the Helipad unit is able to attack those both fields. Just quickly step through it. The Helipad unit will now take forward to kill those both units. And because we're ranged, we're useless in the front line. Yeah, and I'm losing health. Okay. So I want to rename one of those buttons or tiles. Because this one, for example, is actually not pausing the battle simulation, but the auto battle simulation. We're still able to run it manually. Oh. Also, I think I still got items even for lost. PO Fight Manager or PO Match Board. PO Matchboard actually handles the death of units, so if a unit at the end of a simulation step has 0 less health, it's probably dead, and in that case it will be removed and drops its configured loot. So what's missing now is that I'm able to drag in enemy units. Oh. Straight from the deck builder. I'm not too sure how I want to solve this. Because for that I'll actually need a new game state. game state definition and also different kind of music. So NPC wave, game state type, fighting around, or probably add a new type. Should I? No, it's still a fight round. So maybe an additional additional flag for some additional logic here. Could take the more generic solution to generate the code for those game states as well dynamically. I think the quickest one would be to add an additional flag. Okay, allows us to either place enemy units or use those placed units as enemies. Because actually we're not really placing the enemy units, we're placing friendly ones, but on the other half of the playboard. So at some point the game needs to convert them. So NPC wave manually configured. So this one has no entries by default, but has to composition enemy units. Take so prepare player state, place enemy units. So composition enemy units. Still a preparation phase, so I'll leave the rest as it is right now. Also the player should be able to buy synergy fields here. Okay, so now I need to adapt the logic to check that flag, quickly generate the code for the server. So those will be available here as well. Can position. Prepare players that can place enemies. So this one is available as well as NPC wave manually configured, so the servers know where. The flags seem like were set correctly as well. So how shall I do that? First, I must have a look at the card rack support. Also, in that case, the deck builder must also be showing up enemies. I'll quickly take a note on the alright display. I mean, I could also just add a smaller deck builder. Should I do that? I think I'll just do it. Yeah, that's probably easier. So send on top deck builder, copy that one down to the cheat menu, sandbox menu, it's up here. So those will temporarily get disabled, so I just know what I'm working on. Don't need an input blocker here. No drop target. I think this one was a singleton, yeah, right. I probably also don't need the background here. Actually, the buttons to jump to the next page would be pretty nice. But I'll use a different background. Also, the build So this should be better. Also I'll add a title here. Maybe this one is still too big for my use case. I'll probably remove 2 lines. In that case I'll also need a different background. Can't help it. $400, $350, $340, more like $345. Let's move this down. Page buttons up. So I'll get the sandbox menu up here so we have more space down below. Move the deck builder straight below it. Or in the... Maybe I'll need to add a collapse button. I think I will. Toggle card selection. So at least now it will stay on the right, on the left side of the screen. G drop in and drop down. So this should be enough to set it active or inactive. Public button, next card, page button, previous card, page button, public, TM Pro, text mesh pro, we current page label. I think I can just use the same logic I've been using for the big one. Card children components, so those are all cards which are available by default. I'll probably make like that sound shop where I can buy every card, so even enemy ones. But will still cost gold because we have the cheat menu enabled anyway, so I don't care. Otherwise I will need to introduce some more networking functions, which just for the purpose of making work. And to avoid losing gold doesn't make sense to me. Fiction rank dictionary. So this time we want all cards, not only the ones available to the player. Maybe I should still sort them. what I'm not doing right now. First, let's see if it works. So if that was really everything, it should be working as soon as I sign everything properly. Cuts list parent, so that's the list here. The page label is down here. Previous button is this one. Next next card page button is this one. So I will disable the menu by default. Also, the sandbox menu is disabled by default, and those should be active. Oh yeah. Seems like it's nearly working. Can cycle through all units. The tooltips are not working. So I can open it up and close it down. I mean, currently I have no drag target because we're still having the incorrect component for drag and run. I built up a different one for the deck builder. But okay, that's cool. So let me figure out why the tooltip is not working. Okay, that's pretty nice that the enemy units will be shown first. We're currently sharing the same artwork because we're going to replace those artworks with 3D environments anyway. Okay, so I need to replace the component which the selection menu is working with here. Card drag support. So we need a card reference. Warp speed should also be set to 7. So we need it 6 times. So let me quickly see if it's working. Object reference of instance card hasn't been assigned. Quite sure it has been assigned. The thing is, my game object hasn't been assigned because we've been disabled by default. My game object is only getting triggered. So the assignment for the my game object number is only being done in the wake function, which is only getting called if the game object is active. So, deck builder list. I'm not able to track when. Is it because I'm in the wrong game state? I think so. So, let's go to the prepare players state. Okay, yeah. Now I'm able to get one. We're not currently not providing me the correct unit because we're not getting synchronized. The server's not aware of this menu here. So the server has no clue on what I want to achieve. So I probably have to do some kind of modification for the network code. Not too happy with it. Also, I want to change that we can at the same upcoming game state multiple times into the dynamic queue, because it doesn't really make sense for the sandbox. So maybe I'm going to change this to an hash set. I'm not quite sure if we have a pop function. Don't think so. So maybe just go with a list. Or use the custody contain function. Okay. So, our drag support. Drag support class contains functionality for buying cards. Post-drop, pre-drop. The thing is, I'm actually using an ND-based approach, so every field on the playfield right now is accessible by an ID. The deck is a list of IDs, the hand is a list of IDs, the combination window, the shop window, as well as the playfield, so it's a flat array, and I'm accessing it by indexing it. And all of those lists or arrays, whatever you want to call them, actually share the same index. We're just starting on different offsets. So that's where I will need to fit in that new menu. I will somehow cheat to only make those cards placeable on the enemy fields, so that we're not getting stored at all for the player. I think this will be the easiest approach. To make a copy from that card track support and call it enemy card track support, something like that. Pretty ugly. I'm not happy at all. I want to come up with a better solution.
Oh Lord, hear me turn these words into a song for them to sing along to when I'm gone, for them to sing along to when I'm gone. Oh Lord, let me be the one to set them free. I will give them every part of me, put my heart where everyone can see. They can call me whatever they want, call me crazy. You can call me whatever you want, but that won't change me. I just don't care what the world says, I'm gonna make it. They can call me whatever they want, so what if I
So there are also actually the offsets for the flat array up here. Card info, card ID, new shop, max value.
But I will give them everything I've got. One day I am gonna prove them wrong. Oh Lord, let me be the one to set them free. I will give them every part of me, put my heart where everyone can see.
So what I quickly could take in that if those cards on a non-ID or actually sandbox cheat menu ID. Will be handled differently in that case. Okay, card slot. Can receive drops if player or if event data think data card info card ID runtime card sandbox cheat menu if player is like field down enemy, so if that's the case still will be all out. Would you say it was worth it? That's actually also the way I've started out. I started founding my own studio back when I finished my studies together with some friends, and we also got some funding from Nintendo. Sadly, we broke up because of some private issues with my best mate. Afterwards, started to move into to AAA companies and aerospace industry and what else. So it really depends. If you have no financial dependencies, I probably would say yes. But the competition is pretty high right now, so you will have to put really much effort into it. So investors keep you going? Not right now. I actually spread enough money from my last jobs, and on the other side I have quite a cheap apartment right now. But I mean, it's quite easy to find some investors, at least in Germany right now. I'm still not quite sure how the COVID situation will turn out. So in some cases it's quite helpful right now to get some financial support from the government. But I'm not quite sure if in the long term it will be worse for the media and entertainment department as well. Or this. Depends on what you really want to achieve. You want do you just want to work on your own projects without earning money? Are you in a stable enough environment? Do you want to have a side job and to finish a long-term project? And I have no clue what your goals are right now. So actually, the project I would really love to work on will probably take me something from 3 till 6 years. So that's why I'm not working on it right now. I'm right now working at a project a friend came up with. He is also in contact with Microsoft, and we already discussed some contracts which he could set up so that we're already getting paid out on the first milestone if everything goes well. Could you show some gameplay? Sadly not right now, because I'm currently reworking the server. And the lead game designer has a fully running prototype and tabletop simulator in Steam. Could probably ask him if he would like to join tomorrow. So that's the guy who also came up with the idea. This game here, which I'm talking about, is a mix of an auto chess and card game, which I think he planned it for something like 3 or 4 years already. But we've really just started working on it recently. So gameplay is more or less similar to an auto chess game, with the difference that you are able to select your own unit pool, so you can decide on which unit should be available in your pool every time you start a session. So this reduces some RNG factors and makes it more suitable for an esports game, so PvP modes. Yeah, probably could show you some NPC fights, but right now without animations and not all effects implemented, so let me just go with the NPC fights game mode. So quickly set myself ready. So right now this is an interim lobby state because we just want to have something to prototype on. Round duration to 5. How did you solve multiplayer? Own solution. Hahaha. Actually, because we weren't quite sure if we get some kind of funding or not, I've did my own investigation, and as I've been using Unity for now something like 9 or 10 years, I know nearly every cloud environment which is able to run Unity, and I decided on Play.io, which was bought by Yahoo, I think 3 or 4 years ago, which has pretty cheap plans. So the free plan, for example, already provides you 20 gigabytes of game traffic as a database, and the best thing is that you can upload your own game logic for the server, and this one can be written in C#. I think 2 other services are available which you to do the same thing in the free plan, but we require you to use JavaScript, and I really prefer to stay in the same language for one project. And as we're working with a code gen right now to separate the configuration and the logic for the server and want to make it as cheat proof as possible, we really require the possibility to have the backend scriptable as well. So we didn't want it to go with a peer-to-peer multiplayer solution. So player right now is pretty nice, at least for a round-based game. I wouldn't be using it for something real-time because everything is TCP based. So yeah, this one is accessible through different protocols. Lately we've already been implementing WebSockets, so you can also use it from the web. Even though I've uploaded the game already on our website, please don't just open it up yet, because I'm running an old version right here, so it could probably crash the server, but it's already startable from the browser and you are able to connect to the server, so that's why we've decided on player. We already able to start it from the mobile, from the browser and on the Switch and PS4 and whatever. So that's why I decided on that solution. The thing is, you are really low level if you start with player, so I had to come up with my own networking solution. You only have basic sockets and basic login information and a database behind it with a small APIs on how to access data, how to write data. Yeah, that's about it. I would be quite curious on why you plan to move to indie game dev, or what you're currently working on, for what company. Okay, now cards from the cheat menu should be able to be placed on the enemy board, so this should make prototyping way easier. Just need to make sure to not allow it. Maybe I'm not quite sure if I want to allow it for synergy fields as well. This will make the setup way more complicated. I think I could even go by JSON configuration or something like that if our game designer really wants to do some prototyping, some more depth prototyping. For Boombit. So you've also been doing some lecturing? The only game jam I really join is probably the Global Game Jam in January. That's the one I always attend to. Can I ask you what your position is? So something more specific like graphics programming, architecture, backend. I'm also not too used to mobile games, even for the company I'm currently working for. developing mobile games as well, but that's about it. Yeah, true. Also, I think the youngest generations will only focus on mobile games, at least once I get to know. Don't even know that, for example, for example, the cousins of my girlfriend don't even know that it's possible to play Fortnite on the PC, where I just used to play it on the mobile. I'm not even able to talk with them about PC games, just mobile games. Also, funnily enough, for Ubisoft, I think the best-selling games are also mobile games. Not in Europe, but in China and Korea. I can receive drops. I'll quickly have to confirm if that one works already. For the network communication protocol is still missing for placing enemy units. So let's jump to the preparation state. Okay, awesome. We can just leave those cards here. Right, currently disappearing, but that's because the server is not aware that we're placing them. Say Games is also only developing mobile games, right? I'll quickly have a look, sorry. So, the company you're working for, are you guys mostly developing casual games or also bigger titles, RPG games and something like that? Train taxi. Or just tell me the game you're most proud of, so I could have a look. So, origin card cover for sandbox cheat menu. I probably should confirm that the game mode is also the sandbox game mode, but on the other hand, otherwise, this ID will never be set. And the server will validate the sandbox mode, so even if a player is attempting to cheat, this won't be possible. But isn't it also a good thing that those projects get finished so fast? I mean, I know for programmers it's pretty hard because most programmers enjoy to set up something more generic and stable and want to polish things. I don't know how it is for game designers, but at least I will think that you'll get a lot of different experiences. Yeah, no, I'll be on online. By the way, for Albion, do you know what we are using for the multiplayer backend? So I should probably just grab it and decompile it. I mean, it's way too easy in Unity. Reverse engineering those Unity games is something you can do in like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the version we're using. Would be more curious to see some gameplay. Okay, it looks pretty hardcore to me. We're about 50 players on the screen at once. Would be also interesting to know if we only need to synchronize 2 axes. To me it seems like it's just a 2D game. So, at least for the simulation. Oh, we're doing a pretty good job on interpolation to make it look like it's smooth. I mean, those kind of games probably don't need real-time interaction at all. So if you have a delay of something like 500 or 700 milliseconds, you probably won't see it at all. Or won't feel it. Not quite sure about that. I mean, I'm not even sure how you will be able to recognize what is happening in that mess. And do you know if damage is dealt by targeting units? So if you have to click on them to target them? Or do you have something like an hitbox? But this one isn't running on mobile, is it? Really? But the UI looks differently here. But that looks similar to the first game I've been playing. I don't know if you know Ragnarok Online. Where I had a mode which was called Imperium Wars, where multiple guilds could attend to and compete. Oh gosh, no. Interestingly enough, I've thought about doing a multiplayer top-down game in such a huge scale, but more slow-paced, so also not in a fantasy setting. With how many people on it? Is that a game you would enjoy playing?
It's a fine day. People open windows, they leave their houses just for a short while. It's a fine day. People open windows, they leave their houses just for a short while. 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 It's going to be a fine night tonight.
Wait, don't play Albion Online. So let's see the dark side.
Fantasy sandbox PvP game that took inspiration from Evil and its world design. It's not a secret that Albion Online doesn't have a depth of story or a huge world of lore to rest its laurels on. It's all about sandbox features, player interactions, and player-created content. Without players playing in the sand, there is essentially no game. More cities and etc. By simplifying the map and creating a reputation system to discourage PKers, they really hamstrung their game for players not willing to just join massive zergs. Yes, I think alignment or reputation systems in most games can be good ways to police players from being dick.
Actually, it reminds me of one of the first games I've been developing back in my study time.
Or just your resources. Zones would be much the same, but would focus more on larger groups as they had more larger objectives to claim, such as chests, cities, or watchtowers, as well as higher-end PvE mobs.
Yeah, but Evolve never been able to simulate 400 players at
Sounds like
once.
a great and simple system, right?
Or
Well, this system was changed
to
dramatically
synchronize
upon
them.
launch, not just with the map, the very chance for it, but with
But
the
okay,
approval
at that
phase.
point,
Players who
I've
suffered
only spent
reputation
2
loss and were
weeks
unable to go back to most cities. So because you played the game on a
for the
core level as
project.
it was meant to be played, i.e. defending your mob spawns from encroaching players, you were heavily penalized. This had a domino effect as it then forced PKers to live in black zones, which is strange considering black and red were so. From personal experience, we started as a good alignment clan living near red zones. What we encountered was
What do
people
you
living
think
in blue
about
or good
that low
alignments with.
poly art style personally? I know some people really enjoy it and some hate it. Really? But that clean polygonized style? Or let me quickly. I think I forgot the name of it. It was um, Dark Dark Souls remix, Dark Souls like game, low police optic. Forgot the name sadly. Dark Souls like Ashen was it? I don't know if you know the game.
What's up, every run button? That's B. You got the climb
So
button.
it's more like a clay-like looking game,
That doesn't look like anything.
clayish,
A doesn't do anything.
which
Okay.
I personally prefer.
Oops. Sorry. I stepped on your.
Wait, I quickly look for a high resolution screenshot. So it has those brush-like textures all over the place. But this one I think also requires normal maps, so you still have to do high polys. I think there's also another game which took it to the next level. Absolver, which also works with pretty simple shapes and textures, so just simple patterns. But yeah, we are also focusing on a low poly art style right now. So currently a friend of mine is working on the 3D models, which are getting integrated in the cards where we currently only have 2D artworks in it. So later on those will contain 3D models with some kind of 3D environment in the background. And yeah, for example, those are some of the models we will have in game. Thank you. Um, take care and good night. Yeah, where will probably be spawned in game is kind of an holographic image, so we can integrate some battle animation, which make it more enjoyable for an auto battler. But yeah, bye bye.
They walk by the cross, they look at the sky. They walk by the cross and they look at the cross. They look at the sky. It's going to be a fine night tonight. It's going to be a fine day tomorrow. It's going to be a fine night tonight. It's going to be a fine day tomorrow. Tomorrow, 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 tomorrow,
So move cast message definition. This one isn't available in the current running instance, so
it's a fine day. People live in houses. They live in houses just for a show.
in case
People live
or the update type is sandbox to menu. Sandbox menu to board will probably return early out.
It's going to be a fine night tonight.
In that case, we also won't have a card ID.
Blackpink in your area. Blackpink in your area. Being a bad girl, I know I ain't
So the card ID should be the definition ID in that case.
click clap, bada bing bada boom. 문을 박 차면 모두 날 바라본 굳이 애써 노력안해도 모든 남자들의 코피가 팡팡팡 팡팡 바라바라 팡팡팡 지금 날 위해 축배를 짠짠짠 Hands up 내 손에 butterfly 흔히 네가 말로만 듣던 걔가 나야 Jenny 춤추는 불빛은 날 감싸고 도네 Back to the peak 어디서든 특별해 쳐다보 We're gonna wanna dance like 따라라란딴 따라라란
So let's check if the update order type is sandbox menu to board. Or just directly set the card ID, card definition ID, definition ID. So server database, card database, card ID. So this is the card definition we want to spawn. I'll quickly need to check how the playfield looks like. I'm not quite sure if I'm already synchronizing the enemy playfield if we're not in a fighting stage. So playfield cards. Playfield instance card slots. It actually seems like I'm already synchronizing all cards, even if I'm not fighting or not in a fighting stage. Update player board message. And just quickly confirm that it also serializes all cards. Okay, depending on if we're in a match, it will either choose to serialize the battlefield or the match board. Regarding the naming, it's quite confusing. The battlefield is the one which is used if we're not in a fight, so the simulation happens on the match board. This done, so if the match is over, I can just quickly go back to the battlefield and delete the match board and all its states and summoned units, whatever. In the match board, oh, sorry, I don't have to take care about resetting states, something like that. So this should already be working.
Maybe you don't like talking too much about yourself, but you should have told me that you were thinking about someone else. You're drunk at a party or maybe
I think I can just directly instantiate a card.
for a couple months you're calling me now. I know you like this. When shit don't go your way, you needed me to fix it. And like me,
Add new card.
but I've been out of every
Position.
now suddenly you're asking for it back. Could you tell me where'd you get the nerve? Yeah, you could say you miss all that we had.
Add new custom card ID. So send up battlefield. Add new custom card. Placed card on field ID. Card definition. Runtime card.
But now that it's there, I don't really know what to say. I know you like this. When shit don't go your way, you needed me to fix it. And like me, I did. But I've been out of every reason.
I'm not quite sure if this will work correctly, because that ID will normally also be used to access the card at a later point, but normally I don't want to access it again. Should be only for the placement.
What did you think would happen? I'll never let you have it. What did you think would happen? Now suddenly you're asking for it back. Could you tell me where'd you get the nerve? Yeah, you could say you miss all that we had, but I don't really care how bad it hurts when you broke me first.
Something else I could be trying is to added simply as a new card. As this shouldn't happen too open. I mean, at some point we'll have a overflow because we are using U shorts. So if for whatever reason our prototyping session requires more than 10,000 units, the game will blow up right now. Also, sandbox menu to hand. This thing here is the benefit of being able to use the cards by yourself. So in case that we are coming from the cheat menu, this needs to be handled differently. Sandbox menu to hand. So let's figure out if that's working. Oh, thank you for following Zero to Hero. How are you? It's quite late on my side. I don't know how long I will keep on going. Because I'm getting quite dizzy. So I'll just quickly set it ready, jump to the correct game stage. Okay, I want to at least confirm that we're receiving the message on the server. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, I have all of those available also. It was merely the update message which wasn't working. Okay, no, so I'm able to use the cheat menu. Awesome. Okay, I just need to figure out why the player board wasn't updated right away. Okay, so I'm probably forgetting to... Yeah. Okay, that one is quite easy. I just forgot to send the update back to the client. So quickly added to the code gen part. So in that case I have to update the playfield. So in that case I have to update the hand of the player. Also, I probably will be stopping the hover sequence on the post drop function. So let's set our player state to ready so we can skip through the lobby, go to the actual game stage we need, and now let's see if we can move units to our hand. I think we can, I just forgot to... I really just forgot to regenerate the code. Also, what's kind of annoying is that we can only move them straight from this menu to the enemy player side. On the other hand, we can sell them. Maybe I also need a function to clear those temporary cards up. So first let's regenerate this code. So the update functions on place. All observing players should be getting the update that we are summoning something from our cheat menu. Okay, now the server updates those fields correctly. I'm not able to select that one. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, there's something I want to change. I actually want to split up the offsets we're currently using for the play field to have another range available for temporary cards. This will take a bit longer, but otherwise I think this one will get quite unmanageable. So if game instance current game state flags as flag, what type was it of? Game state flags has composition enemy units. We will ignore those two conditions. Or should this only be possible? I think we should be able to move every card to the enemy side of the board, in case that we're in the sandbox game mode. Um, the thing is why I'm set up an explicit flag is so that in our sandbox environment we still be able to actually test normal game states, not only the ones where we configure the game board and whatever we want. So not too happy with that solution. Playfield, stack minimum maximum ID, graveyard minimum ID. Oh, so we still have a few IDs left. Minimum ID, so that's cool with me. I don't think that we'll ever spawn more than 1000 units in a test session. Probably 2000 for one player. Probably just go with 1000.
Takes a lot of time to find our way back again. The higher we climb, the more we break every chain. Promise you'd never go back to it. It can't
So get origin.
let go this monster now. We can't screw it. This love
Current sandbox, cheat, maximum ID, cut origin. Sandbox cheat menu. Actually, those are temporary units. Those have nothing to do with cheat menu. I mean, we do, but probably want to use that for our units as well. So let's rename that one. Temporary units, min ID. Temporary units, maximum ID. Those numbers, that range won't be used for units which is spawned in the fighting simulation, because those won't get any IDs assigned at all. The IDs are only necessary for networking communication, so in case we want to move units, and since we can't interact while the fighting simulation is running, that's fine. This is actually something that makes an auto battler easier. It would be more complicated if I would need to support some kind of interaction from the player while the simulation is running. Temporary units minimum ID. Temporary units and so pure playfield. Get next free slot. Case, card origin, current shop selection. Temporary. Current temporary units minimum ID. So move card. So first let's copy this over so the client has the same information. Move card message definition. Add new card within custom ID. The ID will battlefield. Get next free slot. I somehow really want to mark those units, those temporary ones. I'm just not quite sure how to do this without introducing a new member. And I really don't want to do this. I mean, I could just be reusing the idea and... Oh, well, let's see how it works without it. I'll probably let my game designer test it first. So let's get ready. think I really can get whatever card now out of this cheat menu here, if I want. Which is pretty cool. Okay, my hand is full. So some kind of validation is still done on client side. It's really only one watcher required. Okay, funnily enough, I can't fulfill 0. I'm not quite sure why. Because for fighting simulations, it works. Not enough gold for rerolling. No, we do have enough. No, we have 4 abilities on that one. Okay, first I need to go back to the stage where I'm able to move our enemy units. So the thing is, now we've been starting the match for the NPCs. Those fields were already occupied, so the configuration wasn't able to load up our own units. Yeah, now it was able to appear. Also, we got this one synergy up. Oh, this ability, this item is not implemented. The yellow ability, the yellow outline just means it was taken from combining from the glass combination, where we combine 2 lower ranked units. Okay. So another thing I'm curious about is, since only this field will be occupied, what happens if we fill up those 2 slots, for example? I think the simulation should still be working. I mean, I already know how to solve it in case it's not, but yeah, it seems like it's working. But what I not know is if those units are now fighting for me or for the enemy. I probably fucked the battle simulation up. So in case we go for NPC wave, The units we've placed on the board for the enemy side will always have priority. I think that's how I want to implement it. I mean, in case that we want to test the default NPC configuration, we can just throw them away. So, matchboard is where I initialize all temporary stuff for the fighting simulation. It was developed quick and dirty. Back when I visited a friend, which is also helping me out with this project. He's doing some minor stuff like effect implementation and configuration. And we started working on this part here, something like at 2 AM in the morning. But it's working. So only try to rerock it, either if it really gets unreadable or if it gets too complex to understand. So those units should only be taken if we're really on the lower side. Otherwise, we won't belong to us. At least for the battle. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, those are the indexes for the lower 6 fields. So player fight fields. Position, current card position is above player fight fields. So otherwise we could spawn as enemies. So if we haven't moved any cards manually on the enemy place field, we'll just spawn the default configuration, which comes with the next game state. So let's get into the configuration phase. Let's move some units up here. I don't know why this one is disappearing from, so that's something I will confirm later on. Because I want some stronger ones on my side. So let's jump to the NPC battle phase. Not quite sure if there's enough fighting. Probably not, because I forgot to instantiate them newly. Yeah, owning players now. That was probably all that is missing. So if the position here is 6, we are above it, and yeah, I just wanted to confirm I've been correct here about the positioning on the playfield. Let's get some stronger ones for me, because I don't enjoy losing. So seems like everything is working awesome. Now I'm able to figure my own test setup. I'll just quickly take a screenshot for my mates. So this works pretty good actually. Something else I want to change is the add a game state flag. That is not really necessary. Current game mode, object, get type, type of, sandbox, settings definition. What I could have been doing is could just delete every newly added card above the deck length. So this would mean all temporary ones, all which were spawned by the cheat menu. So think this game mode was not even this game state was not even necessary. Thought way too complicated. I really love the self-updating database. Cheating is way easier to implement when the real gameplay, funnily enough. So let's say that we're ready, get into preparation state, place some units for the enemy, and yeah, figure out where we can place units on this card slot up here. I'm not quite sure if it's because of the client or because the server. Field definition ID is 0. Probably will get sent. So move card message definition. Let's see how the server handles that. Add new card. Current card position. Position is 0. Card dictionary contains 45 cards right now. Field ID dictionary already contains a unit on this field. Yeah, Fotza. In case there's already a unit in the same field, I'll try to move it back into the deck. Or should I just destroy it? Get the next free slot. Card origin deck. So I think it will be easier to use move card here. Not quite sure. So also let's figure out why I can't place a unit in the first slot. Update player board message.
I don't wanna fight right now. No, you always right. Now no one needs you around with me, but nobody been around with me. Been through the ups, yeah, the ups and the downs with me. Got a whole lot of love, but you don't wanna spread it around with me.
So
Yeah, never pick up, never call me. You know we
position
running out of
is
time.
0 here.
Never pick up when you want me. Now I gotta draw a line. Baby, I done enough talking. Need to know that you're mine. Baby, we done
We
enough
have
talking.
no
Gotta be
card
right
on
now, right now. Baby, go love me
field
now,
0,
now,
so
now, 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 now,
that's fine.
now or never. Hey, hey. I want you to hold me down, 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 down forever. Hey, hey. Said you know I wanna keep you around, round forever. I want you to love me now, 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 now or never.
Play field cards. So we're getting all cards in the play field,
I'm calling it a night. Now wishing you were around with me, but you in a different town than me.
which is
Been through
0.
love, but you could never spit it out for me. Trying to talk to a wall,
Why 0?
but you could never tear it down for me. Yeah, never pick up, never call me.
Cards in area.
Never pick up when you want me. Now I gotta draw a line. Baby, I done enough talking. Need to know that you're mine. Baby, we done enough talking. Gotta be right now, right now. Baby, go love me now, 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 now or never. Hey, hey. I want you to hold me down, 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 down forever. Hey, hey. Said you know I wanna keep you around, round forever. Hey, hey. I want you to love me now, 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 now or never.
From card position is null. It's null, so
Draw a line up,
should at least return that one.
make him round up. I need you to make him under. Draw the line up, don't take no more time up. Baby, you gotta decide something.
Or
Let me
not.
know.
Font
Baby,
issue.
go love me now, 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 now or never. I want you to hold me down, 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 down forever. Said you know I wanna keep you around, round forever. I want you to love me now, 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 now or never.
So I was just pretty lucky that the way I implemented the So I lost that one, but I don't really care because the thing I wanted to implement now is working. At least good enough. Sandbox mode, no. Allows to move cards from the card selection cheat menu to the enemy playfield. Test out battle configurations and boss fights. I'm pretty tired. Also, thank you guys for staying up with me, or in case you just woke up or had lunch. Thank you for having me, and take care. I'll go to bed now because it's 1 AM in the morning. I will probably continue developing tomorrow about 12 AM. So, see you.